All right, here we go. I'm recording again. This is my fourth time recording this. I don't know why it's not working, but I'm going to do my rant. I don't know what happened to the other files when I recorded. I don't know why when I posted it, it didn't it didn't record my vocals. But all right, let's get this going because I am gonna be ranting and yapping and talking a lot. I don't even know if I had the motivation to talk about this now. All right, so here we go. This is Marathon by Bungie on PlayStation Pass, Steam, and console download. No Xbox Game Pass, right? That's gonna play a part in why I feel a certain type of way about it. So initially, when I had my views, I've got been along the same path of what I've been saying, what my thoughts are, but now I've had an extra time to think about it, and it might change a little bit. Maybe not. But my initial thoughts was I gave it a 6.5 out of 10. Reason why I gave it 6.5 is because I felt like this maybe missing something. I feel like this is a beta, not a server slam. I feel like there could be just like it just needs something else. And like I said, I only played 4 hours. You need probably a little bit more than that to really get into the game. But for it to grab people, I don't think the game is as good as I feel like it can be. But hopefully that'll change and people give it a chance and don't kill it before cut it off at the knees before it begins to walk. You know what to say. I think just people just got all their opinions. Everybody goes 100 on their opinions. Either it's an A or an F. There's no in between. People want things to fail, and that's just it's what they have in their spirits. And I don't know why people are just wishing that it doesn't do well. Constructive criticism is key. That's what keeps the gaming industry alive, and lets devs and studios and even independents take chances. People complain that there's games are all the same, but then when there's something different, they trash it anyway. The bad game is a bad game, and good game is a good game, but you got to give it a chance. So I feel like it's a niche or a niche game, however you want to pronounce it. Only because it's a lot of the barrier for entry is really high. But playing it, you know, first hour was a little rough, as you can see. Second hour I got into it. Third hour, okay, I'm learning more and more and more. So I feel like the more you play it, the more and more you play it, you actually will enjoy it. But it's the game's not for everybody. It's like it's not even casual, but it's not Tarkov hard. It's like right above. If you were to tier them, as far as extraction shooters go, you would go DMZ initially, without cheaters, and maybe next year we'll see what they do, what Infinity Ward does. So it's like, as far as like casual, DMZ, Arc Raiders, then you go not Delta. Well, Delta has it, but it's not that popular. Then you have Black Arena Breakout. Then you have this one. Then you have Tarkov. I know there's others like Hunt Showdown and things like that, but I'm just going off of like that type of extraction. Hunt Showdown plays a little bit differently, so I wouldn't lump that into there. It feels like a mini one to a mini extraction, because even which cuts an extraction too. It's not an extraction, it's a looter shooter. What's the name of that? The Division. But anyways, moving on. Yeah, so I feel like it's a niche game that not a lot of people will get into. And I think I'll explain later why I feel like it's going to be hard to maintain players with this type of difficulty if you're not really invested. And you have to, I believe you have to love this game to buy it and invest that much time. I'll talk about that more down the road. Yeah, so I was saying like the barrier for entry, it's not Tarkov hard, but I give an example of like DayZ. So DayZ was like, for me, was unforgiving. Like the first 10 times I tried to play it, I couldn't get into it, couldn't understand why I kept dying so quickly, why the zombies were like finding me so fast, why I was like starving. And then I started playing it more and more and more, and I got the hang of it, and I realized the first hour of your run, or whatever you call it, your survival, when you spawn in, the first hour is the most crucial. Once you get past the hour, it's a lot easier. Then you start finding out which way to go, what's the easiest path. And that, I'm a casual, so I'm not like these people who spawn in and they automatically they know how to fish and load the gun, start fires and stuff like that. It took me a while. I have over 100 hours of DayZ gameplay, and I'm still an amateur. I'm still a novice. So I feel like this game you probably will need close to 100 hours to really get the grasp of the game. And even like I'm good at you see my gameplay. I'm fairly good at shooters, and this game was an eye-opener. You saw like the first couple of games that I lost my gunfights and one that I won. I got outplayed. I'm not going to deny it, but the game it's a little unforgiving, and I think it's designed that way, which makes it cool. It's not for the faint of heart, I tell you that much. So we'll just go over, some things like gunplay. The guns feel really good. It'd be nice to learn, between ammo and battery and what type of guns you can get. And I didn't touch the sniper or the shotgun. I heard those are really good, but I didn't play long enough to get those things. The gunplay feels good. But TTK is ridiculous though, and those bots are no joke. And I even felt like even when I did PvP, that the people that were shooting me killed me faster than I killed them, even though that's kind of more like a psychic thing. Maybe I missed my shots, or they played it right where they were able to, where the aim was good. So, the PvP is decent. I just know that people think that there should be more, but there's a reason why. You can play beginners, you're not going to get a lot of PvP. If you play with a squad, you're going to run into more people. To play solo is kind of hard because everybody's trying not to get killed or lose their loot. So that's just how games play and people play the games. I was hiding my ass off too, trying to get extraction and stuff. So I was playing it safe. That's how everybody's doing. But when you play Rook, that's when you really get into the field. Like I went in there and I had 5 bots on me. And while I was fighting the bots, there was somebody watching me getting clipped. And it was kind of funny when I saw, the view of the other person. He's just looking at me like, man, I know he got killed right after. He wasn't making it out of there. So there was some glitches, like the extraction, there was a glitch. And I found myself not being able to get out. Hopefully they fix that. That's the only glitch that I found. Aesthetic is great. Guy looking at me, that kind of weirds me out. But the music is good, the color scheme. Only thing I felt like is I know it's supposed to be a colony, so the atmosphere is good, but the environment, I wish it was more detailed and not just open. There's places you can go deep, darker, and maybe raised buildings and wide like divots, and it just felt like it was a settlement, and you just landed on a settlement before an extraction. You kind of want to be in and out of things. I don't know. I don't know if I'm explaining it well. The UI is ridiculous. it needs some help. There's a lot going on, and I can understand why, because it's loading you with information. You are kind of like you are a being, a synthetic or whatever, and there's a lot of stuff going on. You're supposed to take in a lot of information. They use a lot of jargon that's like you're not you're building a being. That's why they use a lot of like biology terms and stuff like that. You're not just uh, making stamina or building up your weapon or being able to slide faster or roll quicker, mantle. You're actually building a being. So, you know, that's what the whole aesthetic is supposed to be. But even then, it's like, with the heat, I know you can get implants and stuff to counteract the heat wear out, but if you're getting in a battle with somebody, let's say you're doing the PvP and you're using all that and you win, you're looting them or something, the bots show up, or opposite, you're not, your heat is still cooling down, you're donezo. You're not gonna make it because you just used all your like abilities or whatever. You're not whatever, but you're using your abilities and you're using your movement to get out of a situation, and then now you're back into a situation. You can even see that where I tried to get out of a situation when I was fighting the bots in a hot drop, a hot extraction, and I lost. You know, the AI is smart. I respect it, but it's like I couldn't use tools at my level to really, succeed. Which I guess they say just get good, build your player up. But off the rip, it was little tough. You know, but the different faction is cool that you go in different places and you can get implants from somewhere, get ammunition, get guns from different things. That's pretty cool too. And the shells. I found myself using the assassin shell. Felt it easier for a solo player than a rook. That's when you just want to go in and run around and grab stuff and get out. That's more, challenging and more high intense. But I think I didn't try the other ones specifically, but I found the assassin to be easier. And it's really good to see when you have a team where you can use the different shells to balance out your extraction squad. So you work together and you have things like UAV, and then one guy healer, kill quick, things like that. And that brings me to another point that the best bet would be to run it with 3 people, 2 people at least. Solos is a little tough. I actually don't think it would be as fun as a solo. But running with a squad, I think you get the most out of the game because you can actually take fights, you can loot, you can be a little more risky with your play, but you still have to be cautious. But you can be a little more risky because you have teammates. Just from seeing things, you gotta conserve though. I've looked at streamers and say, you have to conserve ammo, which I did see some stuff from other people reviewing, and I agree with it. Which if you have trouble finding a trio or something, just put your name in the free app, find your duo. Google find your duo, or online https://findyourduo.com and fill out a free profile, and then see if you can find a duo or a squad to go into marathon. Shameless plug for me, by me. All right, so moving on. Yeah, so it's kind of hard to go solo, but as far as the price point, $40, don't think it's that big of a deal. It's not that expensive. I think people only play so many games. Like me, I like to play different games is how I feel, but I always end up settling on certain games. Like, I could say, hey, I play Call of Duty because most of the people that I know play Call of Duty. It's like the most one of the most popular, easier games. I don't even have a lot of people play Halo anymore, but I was running with a Halo crew for a little bit. Sometimes Apex. Everybody, a lot of people play Fortnite, things like that. So there's only Battlefield. Got family that I play Battlefield with every once in a while. So it's kind of like hard with this game comes out. You have to say, I'm gonna take my $40 and I'm going to spend it on this game, and I'm gonna be dedicated to this game and this game only. Is this game gonna replace the other games that I've been playing? Is this game as fun? And I have to spend $40 on it. Where there's some games that are free to play that I'm invested in because it's free, and then maybe I'll buy a skin or two because I save money. For me, I made a review for Arc Raiders. I said I absolutely love the game. I said it was the truth. I just bought it last week. The reason why I bought it was because I had a $50 Xbox Game Pass. So I ended up using that gift card. I ended up using that on Arc Raiders. But I loved the game. I wanted it, but I didn't spend the money on it because I just had so many other things to do, and I was playing games already. So people have to think of this is what you want to spend your $40 on, as opposed to something that's out now like Resident Evil Requiem. Some people may feel that because it's Resident Evil that they'd rather spend $70 on Resident Evil than $40 on Marathon because they feel like they'll get more out of Resident Evil. And who's to say? You may actually, it may be vice versa, but $40 and time. It's not just the money and it's not just the time. It's both combined. Are you willing to spend your time and your money on this game? And right at this moment, I'm not sure. I don't think I will. Not initially, but I hope it stays around. I hope it gets good enough content, and I hope the maps are good and everything is, expansive. The storyline is great. It brings you in, and when I'm ready to buy it, I'm gonna buy it and I'm gonna play it because I like the game. I didn't say that earlier, but I do like the game. I appreciate the game. You know, so it's like, how I feel about streamers. Don't listen to streamers. Well, here, so, this is the setup, like where it has the different factions that you could get stuff from. So, you have implants, and I started learning. Then you have like free vault armory, get your free weapons. You can run with that. Then you can add your implants. You can add weapons, consumables, shield rechargers, and health rechargers, and expanded backpacks and stuff like that. So it's just basically like other extraction games as far as that brings some familiarity, but it just has its own twist on things. And it has contracts. So that's fun. I like the fact that they have contracts and stuff, and just just how they, you can upgrade your abilities and your shell. But I think it's a good game, honestly. For the rating that I gave, I think it's a good game. Could be better. I'm not gonna give it a 7 yet. Or a 6. I felt like 6.5 is perfect because it's like 7 to 7.5, move to 8. I don't think it'll drop below 6 unless it comes out buggy and there's cheaters, and then that just kill the whole vibe of the game. So, but like I was saying, don't listen to streamers. Don't listen to me. I hope that you played the game already, and then you checked out other people. And see what their opinions are, if they align with yours, so that you can say, okay, well, yeah, I can see how people would see this. Oh, I didn't notice that. Yeah, I like that they pointed that out. Oh, yeah, I understand that that's a problem with this game. it's like, do your research. Whatever you do, you should be doing your research anyway. But a lot of people just quick to jump on something, jump on the bandwagon of somebody, and you listen to somebody who's not. They're not this type of game. They don't play this game. They like fast paced, run around, shoot quick, and then they play this one, and they don't like it. But that's not your game to begin with. But you may like it, but you don't want to play it because someone you watch doesn't like it, or on the opposite spectrum, you just taking advice from somebody who may or may not be sponsored, and they love it, and then you find out that you don't like it. So you should play it, but now that it's coming out, just take an in-depth look, because man, it's your money, it's your time. You don't want to spend something on something you're not going to enjoy, but you don't want to miss out because you may enjoy it. So just do your research, and if it's not that deep, then don't bother. But don't try not to be like everybody else and just hate on it just to be part of something, because that's what's going on in society now. Everybody, it feels like people just want things to fail. Like they want movies to fail, they want corporations to fail, music, artists to fail, and that's like you're messing with people's livelihood, and then that dulls the creativity because people are scared to go to the next level and take chances. And I'm not advocating corporations. I'm not saying corporations should not be criticized or be held, have their feet held to the fire. I'm just saying that, these people, these devs and things like that, they put a lot of work into this, and you rather give them constructive criticism so they know what to work on, what to better themselves, or what to bet, how to better the game, or how to better the next project. Because people wanted, when Bungie left Microsoft, people wanted they wanted marathon, or they thought some type of marathon game was going to come out. They didn't know what it was. Maybe it was a Doom type of game, or a Quake type of game, but they wanted marathon. Then Destiny came out, Destiny 1 came out, and the PR for that, the trailer for that, was so misguided. People did not understand what this game was about, and it didn't do well. Destiny 1 did not do well for a long time, and then it just, they kept with it, and then, Destiny 1 turned into Destiny 2, people love it. Now people want Destiny 3 instead of Marathon. So it was like, they're not gonna please everybody, but, you want it to be good for the sake of it moving gaming to the future. Every game that comes out that's good is a plus for the gaming community. You don't want it to be bad, but you do want to give constructive criticism, so they just can't rest on their laurels or continue to put out product that's not good. But you don't have to chop everything off at the knees because you're not happy with the way it goes. Play the game and then give constructive criticism, and if it's not for you, then move on. That's how it should be. I don't understand why people, go all the way out just to destroy something. Oh, and I also want to say, I just have to give a shout out, Bungie. You were wrong for what you did with that guy's artwork. I gotta admit that. I remember it being settled, and I hope he was compensated for, the artwork that was used by you guys. But anyways, also going back to the gift card, I got credits on Game Pass, and I can't use them because PlayStation has the rights to bought Bungie, so you can only buy it on console and Steam, and that just kind of hurts me because I buy a lot of games on Game Pass, and I don't mind paying the full price, but I have Game Pass credits and money from the gift card and stuff. So I guess maybe I'll just use it on something else. But it's like, you're doing half exclusive titles. It kind of like you go through Steam, and I know you two are competing, but Halo's gonna be on PlayStation. So is it not gonna be online, or is it gonna be, all console only? I'm sure they're probably gonna do it the same way, just to keep more of the money on their side. But it just doesn't make it accessible for a lot of people. Less accessible. You're cutting out another outlet. But you know what? I'm not in that business. Maybe they know what they're doing, but maybe they don't, because a lot of times people get, they step down and then layoffs and they lose money. So maybe they don't know what they're doing. That's just another rant of mine. I'm just I'm not killing time. It's just that I actually almost last time I was talking, I damn near went over the time. But yeah, so I give it a 6.5 out of 10. I'm just hoping, people take this with grace and be patient with it. I don't want it to get the Concord effect, because now Concord was Concord before people thought it was, and I don't even think it was that Concord was that bad. Or High Guard, and High Guard was just, the whole thing was done wrong. But I didn't even get to play the game. I probably will, but from what I've seen, it wasn't that horrible. It was just something that not everybody really liked. But the way people went in on it was like it was the worst game ever made. And then even X Defiant was supposed to be COD killer, the beta. They loved the beta, and then when it came out, people didn't want SBMM, but they complained because there wasn't any SBMM. So it's like, you cannot win with people. Like, they just the loudest people in the room always speaks for everybody. So just hopefully that people temper their expectations and they just enjoy the game, but get feedback, and the devs and the company will understand where it's coming from, and maybe this will help. The money that goes into this will help, and the people who want Destiny 3 will get Destiny 3. But don't skip over this game or try to trash this game, because if you trash this game, they may not make Destiny 3, because who knows where Bungie may be after this. Sony could shutter it, tax write-off. You don't know what corporations are going to do. You can't trust corporations. They can cut their losses, tax write-off, get partial that money back. So just like I said, I probably will get the game, and hopefully, in time, it'll prove a lot of people wrong, and we'll get something exciting, and it'll be cool to play, and hopefully I can find a squad. But if I can't, everybody, where to go. Go to that Duo, find your Duo app, downloadable, put your free profile in, and let's squad up, and you can hit me up. You see my on my socials, I'm at Find Your Duo and at Doric Logos. So I'm on two different. I got my gaming account and whatever. My creative account is at Doric Logos, and Find Your Duo is where you can find all gaming only adult gamers, and put a profile in, connect with me. I'll play. What game you want to play, we'll play. All of it. So go out there, play the game, enjoy it, and don't worry about what anybody else says. And I really want this to move to an 8. I think it's cool. Give it enough content. If anybody wants to sponsor me to get the game and play it, by all means, fund me. and I'll play the game, and hopefully, if it's good, I give it an 8. But as far as 6.5 and more promising for the future, thank you very much.